Hello everyone. Once again, this is Aaron Etheridge, lead developer for Lucid Dreamers, and this video is to show you a little bit of the programming progress we made on the game this week. First of all, we're going to be focusing on the city interface. Again, I want to stress, guys, look, a lot of these graphics are filler graphics. I know I say that every time, but that's because when we look at our city interface, this looks horrible. This is mainly without graphics, guys. You know, this is default gray, I guess, is the official color. Either way, I wanted to walk you through some of the changes we've made to the cities and show you a little bit of the developing magical system. First of all, this is obviously the city screen. To get in here, we just right click on one of these cities. Right now they're all accessible by me, which is not to say a player. It's just they're accessible for debug purposes. We've got a population here, population growth. As you can see, housing isn't actually affecting growth yet. It's a very easy change to make. We just haven't implemented it. We were looking at base growth without any additional growth. So this is the base for a population that's this small with a city that has a maximum of 31,000 population, obviously. Right now you have two population. You've got two little icons with which to control that population. This is a new addition. We've actually got 4 bars here which represent food, production, research, and actually specialist, which we talk about these things a bit on the forums. Anybody that's interested should really just go by the forums and check out what's in development. You guys are probably going to be familiar with this system where you can pick up 1,000 population and drop them where you want them to go. Obviously right now it doesn't change the mouse cursor, and it will let you know how many citizens you've actually grabbed hold of there. When you go to make the change, obviously, got a little hoe, a little pick, farmers, production, a little magic book, and a little yin yang, because that is the A on the font set wingdings, because I got tired of drawing graphics that I am basically incapable of drawing. But as you can see, these things move. Alright, we're just going to leave them there. The population is going to grow. I'm going to, while we click through a few turns, I'm going to show you some other things. First of all, let's get our guy heading down to a dungeon real quick. Alright, I'm going to turn the Fog of War back on. One of the things that made Master Magic truly epic was the fact that you could cast whirl spells. We can do that here. Okay, we've got this big Fog of War. Obviously, we want to clear some of it out. I'm just going to hit a key on the keyboard. Right now, we've got this little divination spell we can cast to erase Fog of War. Yes, I made that magic wand. You know, no artist is to blame for that. If we click here, we're clearing out Fog of War. Now, obviously, in the game proper, this is going to be eating up mana. You would not be able to necessarily just do this. You know, each time you did this, it's going to cast that spell. It's going to consume mana, and you can only, you know, you only have so much mana available, and you only have so much mana per turn available. Anyway, we're going to clip through a few more turns, get down to this dungeon. I'm going to show you something else. All right, here again, we can cast a spell. See, we hit them. If we look in the console, Magic Missile is being cast at a power level of 0. Alright, I'm going to show you something else right now. Now, this is completely fictitious, but I've selected George. We're going to have him cast a spell against them. Alright, now if we look, George is casting. Alright, and that's the difference between your character, the sorcerer, casting a spell against enemies on the battlefield, and a unit on the battlefield casting a spell. Now in both cases, mana is going to be consumed. There's only going to be a certain amount you can cast per encounter. The more powerful your sorcerer is, the more powerful a spell casting hero is, the more they can cast. There are obviously going to be visual effects, guys. This is just to show you that, look, the base mechanic is there. I'm actually going to add a little power to this magic missile, and I'm going to cast it. Actually, I don't want to cast it as George. Let's just run George out of the way where he'll be safe. And I'm going to cast it myself. If we look at the console, you can see Magic Missile has been cast at a power level of 8. Alright, that's because I'd up the power level. It's just some debug information here. But the point is we could cast Magic Missile, or we can add additional power to it. Now that's going to cost additional mana, but it'll make spells more powerful. So you'll be able to take very basic spells, add power to them, make them more powerful. Let's take a look back at our city. As you can see, our population grew while we were walking down to that dungeon. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click off quite a few turns actually. You can probably hear my key presses in the background clicking through these turns relatively quickly. Alright, we got a little more population, some more farmers. We can assign them however we want. Right now this isn't actually changing our production numbers or the amount of gold we've got incoming, the amount of mana we're producing. It's not actually changing anything. We had a very busy week on the forums discussing game theory, which I think is very good. That's game development as opposed to game programming. We still got this done, got a bunch done in the background. Oh, one quick note is that you'll notice this growth is going up. This is actually on a curve. It takes the current population as compared to the maximum population to come up with a base amount, and the larger your population gets, the faster it grows, but it grows at a lower percentage of the difference between the current population and the max. Now, if that's a little confusing, don't worry. All it means is it grows faster up until it nears the max, and then it kind of slows down, and eventually, obviously, it'll touch the max and stop. Either way, my point before was that there's a lot going on in the game development aspect. There's a lot going on in the background, whether or not you can actually see that. And a lot of that is actually taking place on our forums, where contributors, backers, are taking a frontal role, stepping out there, giving us ideas, giving us their thoughts, and it is really making a difference and helping develop the game. And we want to ask, first of all of the backers that are already in, please drop by the forums. Please give us your input. Those of you who haven't backed us yet, we're doing a lot of work out here. Get in on this now. Go ahead and back us, join the forums, and help us make this game what it can be. And that's it for this video. It's a little shorter than the others, but I think you get the point. So thank you guys for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you guys.